Most men are completely wrong about what increases their attraction value. It's not confidence, looks, or even status. Those are secondary effects. There are 3 microsignals that change how you are perceived in seconds, and most men unknowingly do the opposite. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Women don't consciously decide attraction in many cases. They feel it shifting through these microsignals first. So the real question is this. What if your attraction level isn't defined by your looks, your income, or even your confidence, but by 3 tiny behavioral signals you've been ignoring your entire life? In this video, you're going to understand exactly what those 3 microsignals are and why they change how a man is perceived almost instantly in social and romantic situations. We're not talking about manipulation or pickup tricks. We're talking about behavioral psychology, how people actually interpret value in real time. Concepts used in social cognition research, emotional perception studies, and even attachment theory all point to the same conclusion. Attraction is often a byproduct of interpretation, not intention. And once you understand this, your interactions will never feel random again. You'll start noticing why some men are naturally taken more seriously, even when they say less, do less, or try less. Let's go straight into it. Think about the last time you met someone who didn't rush their words. They weren't trying to impress you. They weren't filling every silence. They were just present. That presence creates something powerful in psychology called perceived emotional stability. The brain associates calm behavior with internal control. Now here's the key insight. Most men unknowingly sabotage this. They over-explain. They overreact. They fill silence because silence feels uncomfortable to them. But in attraction dynamics, silence is not emptiness, it's tension, and tension creates value. When a man can sit comfortably in silence, respond slowly, and not rush emotional validation, he is signaling subconscious stability, not dominance, not arrogance, stability. And stability is what makes a man feel safe to invest in emotionally. Because in attraction psychology, safety often comes before desire. And this is where everything starts to shift. Transition. But calm alone is not enough. There's another layer that changes perception even faster. Let's say a man responds to everything. Every message, every joke, every emotional cue, every social invitation. At first, it seems like he's attentive, but psychologically, something else is happening. He is signaling availability without boundaries. Now contrast that with a man who doesn't react to everything. He listens, but he doesn't instantly respond to every emotional pull. He chooses where his attention goes. This is where selective attention becomes powerful. In behavioral psychology, attention is treated as a currency. Where you place it tells others what you value. When a man gives attention too freely, it loses meaning. But when attention is selective, it becomes interpreted as higher value. Because the subconscious interpretation is simple. If he is not reacting to everything, then he must have higher priorities than this moment. And that perceived hierarchy is what increases attraction value. But here's the mistake most men make. They think withholding attention is about playing games. It's not. It's about having an internal world that is stronger than external stimulation. Transition. And now we get to the most misunderstood signal of all, the one that changes how people feel your presence even before you speak. Imagine 2 men in the same situation. Someone makes a joke at their expense. One man laughs nervously, tries to correct the impression, or over-explains himself. The other simply smiles and lets it pass without emotional reaction. Same situation, completely different perception. This is called non-reactive identity.
It's the ability to not let external events define your internal emotional state. And in social psychology, this is strongly tied to perceived self-worth. Because here's what people unconsciously register. If nothing outside of him can easily disturb him, then he must already be grounded in himself. And that grounding is what creates attraction stability. But let's be clear, this is not emotional suppression, it's emotional independence. A man who is non-reactive is not cold, he is anchored. And anchoring is one of the strongest subconscious signals of masculine value in relational dynamics. Now let's connect all of this. Here's something most people never think about. If attraction was purely about looks or status, then personality microsignals wouldn't matter at all. But they do, consistently, across cultures, across age groups. Why? Because the human brain doesn't evaluate attraction logically. It evaluates it relationally. It asks, does this person feel stable, selective, and internally grounded? Not consciously, but instantly. And that's why small behavioral shifts can completely change outcomes. Now let's go deeper into what this actually means for your self-perception. When you combine these three signals, calm presence, selective attention, and non-reactive identity, something interesting happens. Your presence stops feeling needy or trying, and instead it becomes interpreted as self-contained. Psychologically, self-contained individuals are perceived as higher value because they are not dependent on external validation loops. This is rooted in attachment theory. People with secure emotional grounding naturally create more trust and attraction in social bonds. But again, this is not about becoming distant. It's about becoming internally complete enough that you don't need constant external confirmation. And this is where most men misunderstand attraction advice. They think they need to do more, when in reality, they need to react less. Transition. But what does this actually change in real-life interactions? Let's make it practical. Think about conversations where you used to feel pressure to respond perfectly, or moments where you felt you needed to impress someone quickly. Now imagine removing that pressure entirely, not by trying harder, but by being less reactive to the outcome. That shift alone changes tone, pacing, eye contact, and emotional rhythm, and people notice it instantly, even if they can't explain why. Because attraction is not just what you present, it's how you regulate yourself while presenting it. At the deepest level, these three microsignals are not really about attraction at all. They are about self-respect expressed externally. Calm presence means you are not rushed by anxiety. Selective attention means you are not controlled by validation. Non-reactive identity means you are not emotionally dependent on reactions. And when those three align, something shifts internally first, before it ever shifts externally. You stop trying to be chosen, and you start becoming someone who is simply understood. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Attraction is not something you chase. It's something that emerges when you are no longer negotiating your own value in real time. And the moment you stop negotiating, your entire presence changes. Not because you became someone else, but because you finally stopped performing. If this resonated with you, don't just move on from it. Notice where in your life you are still reacting instead of grounding yourself first. Because awareness is the first real shift. Now I'm curious, which of these three signals do you think men struggle with the most? Calm presence, selective attention, or non-reactive identity? Leave your answer in the comments. And in the next video, we'll go deeper into something even more interesting. How women unconsciously test emotional stability in the first 5 minutes of meeting a man, and most men fail without realizing it. Remember this. You don't become higher value by doing more. You become higher value by needing less.